Doing well. Today is going to be our last lesson on contractions. So let's get started. So first, I want to take a moment to talk about the word be. So when I say be, it describes how something is, or it's like the state of something. So there are no actual contractions that use the word be. However, as we have talked about in class before, be, when you use it with different, is like, be is translated into different tenses when it's used with different subjects. And when I'm talking about a subject, so a subject is going to be a person or a thing that is being described or talked about. So in the corner here, I actually put a funny picture. And if you remember, be is actually a homophone. So in the picture, it's kind of funny because it's like you can either be yourself or you can be yourself, like the bug. I just thought it was funny and I would add it in there. So when I'm talking about using be with subjects, what I'm doing here, so be changes as you put in a different subject. So here are all of those transitions. We have I am, you are, he is, she is, it is, we are, and they are. So now we're going to put these into contractions. So here are the contractions that we would use with be. So I am becomes I'm. You are becomes your. And so I want to take a moment here. So the your I have right here, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, is different from your, Y-O-U-R. This is another example of a homophone. And I'll talk about this a little bit later in the lesson. So I'll continue on. So we have he is, he's, she is, she's. And so here are a couple more. We have it is, it's, we are, we're, they are, and they're. So I would like to also talk about there for a second. So there are 3 different theirs in English, which is so crazy and so confusing. But I mean, English people who are native English speakers mess up the spelling of there all the time. But so the first there I have is a lot different from the other 2 theirs. And I will also talk about this later in the lecture. So here I'm going to talk about the difference between your and your. So your, or you are, it describes how a person is or what they are doing. So the example I have written here is you're so nice, which you can also say as you are so nice. So the second your, it means that you have or you own something. So the example I have is your dress is beautiful. And what I mean by that, so the your I'm using, so that means that the dress belongs to that woman. So that's kind of the difference between your, Y-O-U apostrophe R, and your, Y-O-U-R. So this is going to be this one's a little more tricky, but I do want to talk about there, and there, which honestly can be its own lesson another time, but I kind of want to just talk about it very briefly. So we have there, or they are, and it describes how a group of people is, or what action they are doing. So I could say, they're so funny. So I could also say it as they are so funny. The next there, THERE, means it's the position, place, or the state of something. So I could say there is a cup of coffee on the table. So I'm telling somebody the position or the place of that cup of coffee. In the last there means that a group of people owns or has something. So kind of the example I have there is their dog is so cute. So what that is saying there is that that dog belongs to those people. And we can always talk about there, and there another time. And if you have any questions about any of these theirs, feel free to ask me. Maybe we'll talk about it sometime in the future. So I kind of put together another little short story that uses the be contractions. So I'll read it to you. Catherine is upset. She is standing outside of the art museum. It is 6 p.m. and the museum closed at 5 p.m. A man standing outside the museum told her, "You are late." Catherine thanks him, walks away, and says, "Gosh, I am silly." So now I will add this in with the contractions. Catherine is upset. She's standing outside of the art museum. It's 6 p.m. and the museum closed at 5 p.m. A man standing outside the museum told her, "You're late." Catherine thanks him, walks away, and says, "Gosh, I'm silly." So, as I've said before, these stories will always mean the same thing, but some of the words are just shortened. So here I kind of have a short story that uses all different kinds of contractions. The story is a little bit longer, but I will read it to you. So this is going to be a story full of all of the different kinds of contractions we've learned over the past 3 lessons. But I will start reading it now. I am having a birthday party tonight. It is not my real birthday, since my birthday is on a holiday. I will be 21 years old, and I invited all of my friends. They are all coming except for Kenny. He is working tonight and cannot come, sadly. However, I could not be more excited. So we do have some different types of words that we can contract here. We have some be contractions with I am, it is, he is, they are. We have one of the will contractions, I will. And then I do have one of the not contractions with could not. So now I will read the shortened version to you. I'm having a birthday party tonight. It's not my real birthday, since my birthday is on a holiday. I'll be 21 years old, and I invited all of my friends. They're all coming except for Kenny. He's working tonight and cannot come, sadly. However, I couldn't be more excited. So I just want to thank you all for watching this lesson. I hope you learned a lot about contractions this week. If you like, feel free to practice them with me. You can always send me a text or you can send me a message on WhatsApp. If you feel like you'd like to practice them at all. I hope you're all doing well and hope you're all healthy. But I will be posting more videos this week on some different lessons, different topics. But I hope you all have a very good day.